Vaanokhi Haster, and I will hide. Perek Yud Beis Dechulin Kuflam Tes Beis Haster Min HaTorah Minayin, and I will hide my countenance. So it's brought in Gemara Chulin. How do we know about Esther from the Torah? Dichsiv Vaanokhi Haster Astir, that it says, I will hide my countenance. So Rava says, Amar Kodesh Baruch Hu, that the Holy One, blessed be, says, even though that I have hidden my countenance from them, I will speak to them in a dream. And Rashi says, in that day, he says, in the day, not in the night, that they show him a dream in order so that he should pray for the thing. So even though you have a hiding of countenance, you still have some kind of hint from above in a dream in order so that you should daven. Rabos lech lecha parsha mem beis mem vav aleph echikisi l'Hashem amastir panav bin beis Yaakov v'yishayis min hey. And I will wait for Hashem that hides his countenance from the house of Yaakov. Ein lecha shar kashek osa shar shekasav b'vanochi haster astir panai. There's no difficult hour like the time that it says that I will hide my countenance. Ma'osa shakivisi lo. And from that hour, I will wait for him. Like it says that it will be not be forgotten from his children. So the fact that he's hiding doesn't mean that we're not waiting, that because we don't forget him, even though we're in Galus. And so there's no hour like that, the difficulty, like when he said, I will hide my countenance. That was the hardest thing to hear. So Parshir Aleph Kufayin Zayin Gimel, when Mashakasim Yisrael Pasuk Vayeresh Yischa Mitzar, V'achar Yischa Me'od B'Iyov Simin Ches Zayin. So look on the verse that the beginning will be difficult, but the end you will become very great. So through the difficulty of Hashem's hiding of countenance and the exile will become very great in the time to come. Ein Mashakasav Torah Or B'Dibur HaMaschil Yiviu Levush Malchus, and look what's brought in Torah Or concerning bring a garment of kingship. B'Perush Vanochi Haster Astir Panai Bayom Hahu, concerning that I will hide my countenance on that day. Shebechinas Panai Zeo Malchus Tetzilus, that the concept of my countenance, this refers to the level of Malchus of Atzilus, Shemstateres B'Rosh HaBriya, that's hidden in the head, in the top of the world of Briya, Nikra Bayom Hahu Chulu, that's called on that day. It's not Bayom Hazeh, rather it's Bayom Hahu, so it's day, but it's more hidden. So therefore it's the world of Briya. It's not Laila Hazeh or Laila Hahu. So Bayom Hahu is Almin Sisim and Chulu, hidden worlds, the world of Briya. So the Malchus is hidden in the world of Briya, is the Haster Panim. B'dibur HaMaschil b'yom hashmini atzeres kasav shebebechinas ha'Haster v'ha'elam b'zeh, bebechinas ha'elam v'Haster amiti, that it's brought in the Mamar about Shmini Atzeres that this hiding of countenance is not a true hiding outside etzem ha'helem, and true concept of hiding, shuhu b'tachlis ha'mechuven chas v'shalom, that to say that this hiding is the ultimate purpose. To say that it's an actual getting angry at us, chas v'shalom, to actually want to hide the countenance, but the hiding is in order so that we should ask for the countenance. That this is said, similar to what we say in Tehillim, To you my heart says, Bikshu Fanai, ask for my countenance, Espanecha Avaya Vakesh, and I will search for the countenance of Avaya, meaning to say that the countenance that's hidden, we're meant to search for it, and that's the purpose. And that's why it says, I will hide my countenance on that day. That's the concept of that the service of Levi is the level of Hu, which is the level of wine that rejoices Elokim, that reveals the level of Elokim that's hiding V'anashim and people and so forth. So that's the concept of Bina, which Bina which is the world of Bria. It's the concept of Simcha and the revealing of the countenance that was hidden. That just like Nichnas Yain Yatzasod, so that the wine goes in and you have a revelation of what's hidden inside. So you have the concept of Haster Panim, Malchus of Atzilus and Rosh Bria. That through the revelation and the asking for the countenance, Bikshu Fanai, you have a revelation afterwards. And since this is the concept of that the service of Levi is the level of Hu, it says further in Zohar HaKadosh in Korach that what does it mean? The service of the Levi is Hu, that it's like it said that Hashem is who is the Elokim. Like it says that his left hand is under my head. Look over there. And it's known that the explanation of Hashem is the Elokim. There's two concepts. Aleph Havaya Za Hu Elokim Nukva. That the first explanation is that the same Shem Hashem, which is the Zeran, it corresponds with the concept of Zeranpin, is also the Elokim, which is the feminine aspect. V'yichud Vavke, which is the concept of the unification of the Vav and the Hey, the final Vav and Hey of Hashem's name. That Hashem is one. Both the masculine and feminine aspect are one Hashem. That this is through the concept is of the level of Hu, that in order to make the Malchus like a vessel and a concept of a well, this is through the five strictnesses of the concept of the mother. So you have the five gvuros of Ima that become the well of that make the kli of Malchus, binyan ha nukva from the gvuros, like it's explained in the Mamar about giving the rooster bina. And so the concept of the sechvi is the yisod of nukva the chosam. That like on Yom Kippur when we take the tarnagol, which is the nesira of Yisod, that reveals into Yisod, so that's you have you give the bina to that level, that the bina comes down and is revealed into that level. So to the yichud says, so that's I will rejoice like a strong person to go the path. The path is the path of the Yesod of Nukva. So the Gever also there is the masculine into the feminine, just like the Koreh HaGever of the Tarnagol, and so forth. So it's a Yichud of Avke, V'kamoshikasu B'zoar, Chelik Gimel, Rish Parshas Ba'aloscha, Ba'aramaz Sham, V'imashikasu, B'dipramas, Chel Hashem Yechato Mirivav, and look over there in the Mamar of how Hashem will give strength to his king. In the Mamar of how Hashem will fight his battles. Shiros Devora Hashem Gvuros Memutakos, which are, what does it mean? Strength to the king. Those are the Gvuros. Strength is the Gvuros, but they're the Malko, they're sweetened to go to Malchus. So it's a yichud then of the name of Hashem and the name of Elokim. So it's the concept of Hu. So Vavad Alevi Hu. So the avoda of the Levi of the Gvuros is Hu, is the concept of coming from Bina to be mamtik the Gvuros, to have a yichud of Yudke of Vavke, from Bina of a yichud of Zan Malchus. That's Havaya Hu Elokim. That to join the Havaya with Elokim is to the level of Hu. The Gvuros Mumutakos from Bina. V'hinei Perush Habez B'inyan Hashem Hu Elokim. Now the second explanation and the concept that Hashem is the Elokim with Hu Hainu Hashem Zah. So that's again Hashem refers to the level of Zeranpin Ba'los or Legabi Atika, as he goes upwards to Atik Elokim Chashu. So the Hashem itself becomes the Elokim. Hashem Hu Elokim, the level of Zah is the Elokim when it goes up. Now how do you elevate Zeranpin to Atik? That's to Bina Kanoda Binyan Aliyos Yom Kippurim, as is known with the concepts of the elevation of Yom Kippur. Im Kina Perush Ki Hashem Zeranpin Al Yedehu Bina. So the Hashem through Bina, through the Hu, through the level of Hu, Hashem Hu becomes Ilah, Bina Ilah, through the supernal Bina Mis'ala Bebichinas Atzmus or Ein Sof, is elevated into the essence of the infinite light, Lios Bebichinas Elokim, to become a level of Elokim. Like it's brought in the Mamar on the 8th day, and an explanation of the rock of my heart and the portion of Elokim, my portion of Elokim forever. So Elokim is my portion, meaning that but here, so it's the concept of Havaya being elevated. So it's no longer Havaya, because in comparison to what's higher, it's now the Elokim, because the Bina has elevated Zeranpin upwards to Atik, or Ein Sof Baruch Hu Ba'atzmo. So I guess the scholars Bina is Atik, so that's maybe why it has the ability to elevate it. We have to look in the Kavanas of Yom Kippur. Hashem Hu or Ein Sof Ba'atzmo Shorosh Mekor Shem Hashem. So it says that the infinite light in himself, the source is the source. Shorosh Mekor Shem Hashem is the source and the root of the name of Yud Kei Vav Kei. Ki Shem Hashem b'Mekoro nechshav b'chinas Elokim legabe Musav Atzmusu Yizbarich. Because the Shem Hashem itself in its source is considered like a concept of Elokim in comparison to his essence and being may be blessed. That's the end of the quote. So the concept is that it's coming from its source, so it's considered Elokim. Hashem Hu Elokim, Torah mitzvos. Now, the first concept and explanation of that Hashem is the Elokim, that refers that it's a yichud of Vavke, of Zah Nukva, that's through Torah mitzvos, we're able to make that yichud, and the second concept in this is that Zah goes upwards, that's going to be in the time to come. Through tshuva, shemitocha Haster panim, that through the hiding of the countenance, that through the hiding of countenance, that we search for his countenance, tamid, constantly. Like it's brought in the Mamar, that you should draw me after you, and I will run. That we're searching for Hashem in the Bechinas Achoraim, and that will bring us to a running of tshuva. Vaanokhi astir panai bayomahu, and that's what it means, that I will hide my countenance on that day. Haster bebechinas bayomahu dafka, that the hiding of countenance is in the concept of on that day specifically. So it's specifically to the concept of Hu, like we said, the concept of Hashem's countenance, hiding the countenance of Bina. Hashem Hu Elokim, in order so that you have that Hashem is the Elokim keperush hasheni gamkein, so that you should have the second explanation as well, is should go up and become like the Elokim. So Haster panai bayomahu, is like the concept of the hiding of countenance, in order so that we should search for Hashem through Torah and mitzvahs. Search for Hashem in order so that we should elevate through the level of Hu, which is the concept of Bina of Gvuros, that it should be like Lasi Lavo, and that's through Tshuva. That's through Tshuva, so that's the concept of hiding the countenance, that we should do Tshuva to achieve the level of Lasi Lavo. Like it's brought in Medrash Rab and Shir Shirim on the verse, you should pull me after you, that the fact that you removed your Shechina from us, that's why I will run after you. And Ayin Shem, look over there. So this Medrash Rab and Shir Shirim explains this pasuk Moshcheni, and very much like we explained here, that Moshcheni means that you took away the Shechina, Haster Panai, Bayomahu, but it's in order to get to Havai Elokim, that we're going to do tshuva through this. Acharecha narutza. And therefore the pasuk says, and I will wait for Hashem, who hides his countenance specifically. And this is the concept that Hashem will lift up his countenance, which is higher than the level of Hashem will shine his countenance. So the concept of Yisa Hashem Panav is like Hashem lifts his countenance up. So perhaps it's like a hiding, or at least a lifting up in order to reach a higher level. So you have Vayelech Yisa, and Yisa here is the highest. Ki Yair Hashem Zehu Habchina Ha'alef, because Hashem shining his countenance, that's like the first explanation in Hashem Elokim, that you have a revelation downwards from Zayin to Nukva, Yichud Vavke, Yisa, Lashon Istalkos, but Yisa means to be removed or lift up. That's Istalkos Hashchina, Vukadei Liyos, Yisa Lashon Giloy, and that's in order to have the second meaning of the word Yisa, not just to lift up, but to lift up and reveal from a higher place. V'amshach Yisa Lashon Giloy, V'amshach Mebechina Yoni Yosef, from revealing, drawing down from a higher level, Hainu Bechina Beis, which is the second concept of revealing, of elevating Zah into Atik through Bina. We can also explain what it means that I will hide my countenance on that day. That the Holy One, blessed be He, is elevated into three, higher and higher. Ba'ava, Ve'ima, into the mother and the father. So Haster Panai B'yomahu means that Zir Anpin is being elevated and hidden, not going downwards. K'moshin is bor b'Torah or b'dibra maschil ve'era el Avraham. V'zehu Haster Panai. That's what it means. I will hide my countenance. Zir Anpin B'yomahu Bina Chulu, into the Hu, into the level of Hu, which is Bina. So I'll hide my countenance. In this concept refers to Zah. Now to Malchus and B'yomahu refers to Bina, again, because you have the stalkos of Ziran Bin above, it's not shining downwards. Vines or Achil Gimel Parshas Achre, Dafain Dalad Sufam Beis, Dafain Heamad Aleph Binyan Have Hoi Oi. Look what's brought in Zohar in explaining what it means, Hoi and Oi. You have the Hev of Yud. You have the high, when the shame is in the opposite. That you have the hay first, and the other letters of the shame are hidden upwards, and the same thing with Aleph is the Keser is hidden, or something like that. We part this berach hoy, and look in Pardes about these two words hoy and hoy, v'tshuva, v'tfila, v'tzedakah chulu, and these concept of tshuva and tfila and tzedakah that will bring the revelation.